Hi, this is Bellisimo, and welcome to Pajamas and Pancakes. Today's Monday, so we're owning our crown today because Monday's a good day to own our crown, and I've got to cook a lot of stuff for lunch, breakfast, dinner. So the first thing we're going to make, if you could see the ingredients here, we have Brussels sprouts that I'm going to mix with bacon, and this is a little honey, a little olive oil, a little garlic with Parmesan. I'm going to spread this out and we're going to bake this. And then I'm going to do like a breakfast shepherd's pie with potato layered with bacon. And I'm going to cook up a little bit of turkey with some carrots and also some mushrooms. So let's get started. The first thing we are going to do is coat the pan. I have the oven on 350, and then we're going to put the Brussels sprouts in, kind of layer them so that way they can bake. And then we're going to just coat it with this mixture. And this mixture is that honey, it is the garlic, it is some olive oil, and we kind of want to get the Brussels sprouts having that little sticky taste and crunchiness to them because they'll get nice and toasty in the oven. Oh, it smells so good. There's a little apple cider vinegar too. I usually use apple cider vinegar instead of vinegar. And so that looks great. Now we are going to put, now that that's coated, we're going to sprinkle some bacon and let this cook with the bacon. Now after we do that too, we are going to add an egg to it on top. Okay, now I'm going to get some Parmesan and just sprinkle Parmesan over it. So we're gonna put this in the oven, maybe 10-15 minutes, and then we'll see how it does. So there you go. That's Brussels sprouts, bacon, some Parmesan, and a little mixture on top. And then we're gonna take it out, bake it a little bit, and put an egg on top. So here we go. That's just gonna go in there. Now I'm gonna turn on the stove. Let's see if you can see this. And we're going to, for the next meal, since I'm making kind of breakfast and lunch and, and dinner, we are going to, I'm going to, this is turkey, organic ground turkey, and we are going to cook this up. And I should have turned it on a little higher. And then what we have too that we're going to add to this breakfast shepherd pie, we're going to add some vegetables, and we're going to add some mushrooms. Okay. Because Monday, it's hard to get back in the swing of things. What I'm going to do to pick myself up is matcha. I don't know if you can see this. I'm a tea drinker. I love drinking teas. And so matcha is a Japanese tea. So you put a little hot water. This is boiling hot water. And you just start to whisk it with my little whisk. And let's see if you can see that. So you whisk it around, you do a little tea ceremony, and it tastes so good. You know, it doesn't give you that really intense type of caffeine taste to it. It's a very mellow and very relaxed kind of pick me up. So I just put a little water in it first, and then I would say too that just make sure kind of where the tea is coming from. Make sure that the tea is organic because some teas have, toxins in them, and you want to make sure where you get your teas from. It's very important to get your tea. Otherwise, there were some teas I know that have lead in them. So let's just have a drink of the tea. Really good. And you don't really need, I use sometimes Truvia, which is a sweetener that is from a plant-based sweetener instead of sugar. All right, so I am just turning this down a little bit, frying this up. How are you this morning? It's good. Thanks for joining. Good to see everyone. Today I just put in the oven, I put Brussels sprouts with bacon, and I put a little kind of condiment on it, which is some vinegar, some honey, and olive oil and some garlic. So it'll just give it a nice, good coating. And now I'm making a breakfast shepherd's pie. And I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm just kind of creating this thing. I'm putting bacon in it. I'm layering it with bacon. On the bottom, I'm layering it with a little turkey. My one son does not like eggs, and so I'm just kind of putting some vegetables that I had in the refrigerator left over. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. And so get your crowns on today. On your crowns, especially on a Monday, you want to set your space when it's Monday. You want to own your space. And you want to make sure you're starting the week with positive intentions, good pictures. We're still in that cycle of setting our intentions. And, you know, when something negative shows up or when a block shows up, it's a great time. That means it's time to reset your space. It's time to set a new intention. And so, here we go. So today, what is your intention? You know, it's so funny because my son, he didn't know I was setting the food on Friday. He goes, Mom, I really feel your food has so much love. And we were talking about setting the food. And it's so important because if there is bad energy floating around, think about it. If you go to a restaurant and you're pissing off people at that restaurant, and you got a chef back there all pissed off, I think we need to have a cooking show that, you know, instead of screaming and yelling, like, look at the energy on that food. Like, what's up with that? Screaming and yelling and shouting, and I think I need to go in there and coach them. You know, I'm a life coach, a transformational coach. My degree is in life transitions counseling. However, I just got my degree just so I could kind of do my own thing, and which is energy work and how energy works. So here we go. I'm going to put a little bit of paprika, a little bit of maybe cumin in this, and let's see. And I'm going to put a little bit of pepper flakes on the other thing. There we go. Now the shepherd's pie takes about 15 minutes, so we've got to get this thing in the oven, because if we don't get it in soon, this is the lunch. So there we go. So we're making shepherd's pie here. We're going to layer it, and then what I've discovered is with my other son, I just make something in the morning. I put it in the refrigerator because when I'm at work, he can go in there and just heat it up in the oven. Now we're going to add some of the vegetables. This is, and the mushrooms. So we've got mushrooms, we've got carrots, we've got garlic, and I cook the vegetables a little bit ahead of time, but this will give a nice coating for our shepherd's pie. How are you guys this morning? I would love to hear what you're setting your space at, how you're owning your crown. You know, just even your attention on your crown today. When you walk into a room, people do this unconsciously. When you walk into a room, people are kind of scanning the room. They're actually looking to see who is owning the space, kind of deferring to whoever owns the crown. So you be that person today. You walk in that room owning your crown. And when you own your crown, you've got your information. You're not looking for somebody else's information. You're connected to your own information. You know, and two, especially in getting to know you. And I would love to know more about you. You know, it's so important that we don't have opinions of people. Because here I am, you may see my house, you may see, what I'm doing. Maybe you have an image of me. But when we start to have opinions of people, we separate from people. We divide from people. And so when we do that, then, we take a position. And forming those opinions really makes us close. And it makes us, divided. So if we cannot have opinions, and I know that's really hard to do, but somebody was saying, oh, you're just a Marin mom. And I'm like, actually, I was born in Richmond, raised the first part of my life in Richmond, and then Pinole. And, it's kind of like, no one knows your past or what you've been through and how much, I've had all kinds of health issues. I've had to heal my body. So, it's like people form an opinion just by what they see. And it's, so it's good if we can go into every moment and really, in every moment, just be very open to everyone. So I would love for you guys to share your food, share your kitchen, share your intentions. That way we're with people that are positive, that are wanting to grow, that really are focusing on, okay, hey, what's new today? What is new? And if something is coming up that you don't like, something that you don't think you can change, make a new intention there and start to work it. Like in the video I did yesterday about working the soil. I got burnt. I'm dehydrated. I got sunburnt from, oh my God, that took me so long. I was thinking, oh, I'll just dig in the ground. That was a lot of work. And I'm really kind of sore. My hands hurt. And maybe I was out there 2 hours or something. But hey, so if you're joining, we are making a breakfast shepherd's pie. And also we have in the oven a Brussels sprouts, bacon, and a mixture on top. It's like a glaze. That is awesome. So what we're gonna do here is this is done pretty much. So we're gonna layer this. I got some little casserole dishes. In this I have turkey, mushrooms, some carrots, and garlic. And okay, and then I have bacon we're gonna layer it with. So let's do that now. So I have my little baking dishes. One I'm gonna leave for my son when he comes home. And I have a little one here. Okay, so we are going to just line this, just spray it. And I'm drinking my matcha tea. It's a powder tea. You whisk, it's so good. It really gives you a very mellow, zen-like feeling. And in the bottom of this, we're gonna just put that mixture. Sometimes I put tomato. Tomatoes have a lot of nitrates in them though too. And so if you have inflammation at all in your joints, I'd kind of stay away from nitrates. So I did not put potatoes, or tomatoes. Here's the mashed potatoes that we were going to use, but for myself, I kind of do low. Sometimes I do sweet potatoes, but even then. Okay, so we have this mixture, and I'm making 3 that way. Let's see. That looks so good. And let's just give lots of love. Thank the food. Thank especially the animals and the vegetables. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put cheese, a layer of cheese right here. And there's 3 little cute dishes. That way my son can take one to school. Add a little more cheese. My one son likes a lot of cheese. And then we're gonna layer it with bacon. It's kind of like a lasagna. And so, hi, welcome. This morning we are making baked breakfast shepherd's pie. I did a turkey mix with carrots and some mushrooms and just vegetables I had like left over in the refrigerator. And then I layered it with cheese. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. And then I'm layering it with bacon. And then I'm gonna put mashed potatoes. I had potatoes last night, so I'm gonna layer that on top. And I also have for breakfast, this is kind of lunch breakfast. I'm gonna layer this. I have Brussels sprouts in the oven. So as soon as I get this in the oven, I'm gonna take the Brussels sprouts out and bring it to the stove. There we go. So, and the potatoes, you know, with mashed potatoes, I have a great trick. This is my dad's, I cannot take credit for this, but you know, instead of all that cream, you know how people put all the cream in mashed potatoes? What you do is after you boil the potatoes, you keep some of the potato water. And then what you do is when you are whipping the potatoes, or I put these in a food processor, you just add the potato water. And it's so much better than all that cream. You know, taste it, try it. I mean, it tastes just as good. And it's kind of like you'll really get the flavor then of the potato. So, and you're not adding all of that extra cream and butter, and some people put, you know, sour cream, and I know sometimes that can be really good, but try it and let me know. So, and we're owning our crown this morning because it's Monday. And we want to start our Monday good. We want to set our space. We got our intentions going. And, you know, if you're feeling blue because it's Monday and you're trying to get your energy rolling, you know, identify what it is you don't want in your life. And just identifying that, you can make a new intention. So here we go. And then I'm going to put some cheese on top. This was just leftover from my dinner, the potatoes. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to create something here. I'm just going to make a shepherd's pie that is kind of a lunch breakfast shepherd's pie. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of, there we go. Here we go. So here's what the bottom looks like. Here's what the top looks like. Now we are going to get the Brussels sprouts. Let's just check the Brussels sprouts, and we're going to put these in the oven. Hey, we're doing good time because my son will have to leave. Oh my goodness, those are done. Now, put these in there. So these only should take, you know, 15 minutes. And there we go. Let me just turn that up a little bit. So here, let me just show you. Here are the Brussels sprouts, and there's bacon. What I did, oh, it smells so good. What I did was I put, I'm just gonna put them in here. I put a glaze, a honey glaze with vinegar, and then what I did was, oh, it smells so good. Honey glazed vinegar, garlic, and balsamic vinegar. I typically use balsamic vinegar. I am just going to turn this on and just fry this a little bit. I'm going to kind of fry an egg on it. I would have no, it looks crisp. It looks really good. And my son loves Brussels sprouts. So we're going to add an egg to this. And let me get the egg. So happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. I was telling everyone, I don't know if you saw me gardening yesterday, I have a whole planting tulips for new intentions. in my yard, and I planted 90 tulips. And so they're gonna bloom in the spring, but I'm so sore. My face is burnt, my joints are sore. That is so much hard work. So, and we are owning our crown today. Owning a crown, it's Monday. You're gonna walk into wherever you're going, own your space, and not lower your crown to anyone. You know, it's amazing the dynamics and the relationships we get into, because, you know, we want to be nice. We want to not appear to be superior, but, you know, we don't want to be inferior. And so we want to be equal. We are equals. We are all equals. Thanks for joining this morning. I'm going to put 2 eggs in. So we got 1 egg right here. And what I did this morning is I baked the Brussels sprouts with bacon. And now what I'm doing is I'm just cooking it with eggs. I would usually do this in the oven, but I have shepherd's pie in the oven, like a breakfast shepherd's pie. So this is going to be breakfast, lunch, and lots of food. You know, so I don't know how much you cook at your home as far as how much food you have to cook. If you have giant people in your home, my sons are giants. And if they get to be like his nephew, they're going to be 7 foot. I don't think they're going to be that tall, but we got a freaky gene in our family. All right, so, and we were talking about trying today to just be very open, to not have opinions about things. If we can walk into a situation, even at work, maybe you're having a hard time, if you could just be really open to what's right in front of you, like you've never seen it before. Like, I imagine that with my husband. Like, I wake up every morning, and I've never seen this guy laying next to me. Who is this guy? That means I get married every day. And that's good. Because if we carry our past, and we carry really, you know, all of the times that just don't really work out, and we're carrying all that shit with us. And when you do that, it's very hard, you know, to be there. You've got to check out. And the more we start checking out, I'm going to open the door. Because the more we start checking out, we're not there. Then we have to go off and do other things, and we kind of disappear. So you want your energy there. You want to be there. But it's hard to exist. Think about it. How long have you been married? You know, I've been married or with my husband 20 years. That's a long time. And so, you know, most people, they just kind of physically there, but on an energy level, they're gone. And in order to kind of exist in the space. So I'm going to flip this egg here. I'm just kind of creating this thing as I'm going here. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. My son likes egg over easy. And there we go. But this smells great. It has a great glaze to it. So today, you know, for the next 3 days, really see if there's problems coming up. That's wonderful because you want to embrace them and you want to set something new. What doesn't work is fuel for creating a new intention. And it's very important. It's not negative. Most people think, well, it's negative. I don't want to talk about it. No, identify it and then reset it because it means it's dead. And when something dies, you replant it. You retill the soil. So, okay, here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is get another to-go thing for him. And here are the Brussels sprouts. You know, I like my cast iron pot better. Let me get a spoon because it's hard to scoop this stuff. I don't usually use these. I use them for eggs, maybe, the non-stick. And let's just see how, here's the egg. Can't really see, it's, there we go. So here is the, here we go. That's the cauliflower and the egg and the bacon. But you know what? Just the cauliflower alone is so good. And the bacon. Now let's just check on how are our shepherd's pie doing. All right. I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on top. And they're almost ready. They're almost done. Let's just put this in here. Okay. We'll let that melt for a second. And just enjoy the tea. Tell me what tea you guys love if you like tea. I know that a lot of people do the coffee now with the butter, which is good because it helps you think in the morning. My son has tea. I put a little bit of butter. He said I was putting too much butter in. And tell me, I don't know if you were here Friday, but when we set the food with the energy, like it's, you know, cooking is so hard because we have to do it. But in a sense, when you can really cook with love, cook with joy, notice how, I want you to try this for a week. When you do that, the food will give you that joy. It will give you that love back. It's like being in the most intimate relationship that there is. And so really experience that and see what that feels like. Here is the Brussels sprouts. Now my egg, you know, it's supposed to be a beautiful kind of baked egg, but it's not, but that's fine because it'll taste good. and here we go. Let's see, this is ready. Okay, so look at this. Let me get this other little handle. This is my shepherd's pie. See, here's the bottom of it. Now this is layered with bacon. I have on the very bottom some ground turkey, vegetables layered with bacon, mashed potatoes, and cheese. So that is going to be breakfast, or this is going to be lunch. I'm not sure. We'll see. So there we go. That was quick and fast. We did it under 30 minutes. And thank you for joining, and own your crown. Let me know what kind of crown you've got rolling. And when you own it, command what is going to happen for you today. Command your intention. This is what I want. It's like your queendom, your kingdom. This is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to happen, even if it doesn't. And if things are coming up in your life and you're feeling sad and depressed, set a new intention there. And we say hello to you. My heart is your heart. And here's my little scepter or whatever it is. And sending out lots of hearts to you, sending out lots of love. I see you, and I see all that you do. Live the life you love and love the life you live. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow.